right in front of us, the horizon line, you see all that white stuff in the water. Huge masses of ice that are floating in the water. This ice has all calved or broken off of a couple of glaciers in addition to this one that you see right in front of us. But 112 years ago, there was almost a complete wall of ice all the way across this arm that's in front of us. So as they came up this way, on board they had John Burroughs, who was a famous nature writer of the day. John Muir of the Sierra Club was on board. And John Muir, back in the day, was the glacier expert. He was one of the few people in the world who was studying glaciers. So they also had ornithologists, photographers, artists, just a whole group of scientists and researchers of the day. Some said they referred to it as a university on a boat. But as they came this way, this wall of ice was within about 100 feet of this point of land right in front of us on the left. So John Muir asked him, and he said, how about if I just take a skiff and go close to this land and see if there's open water behind this complete wall of ice? Well, Harriman talks to him a little more, and they talk to the captain of the boat, Captain Duran, and the captain says, you know, I really can't take this vessel through this ice. He said, it's entirely too dangerous, and I feel responsible for the boat and the passengers. So Harriman goes back and talks to Muir, and John Muir says, you know, Mr. Harriman, that's no problem. Just let me take a skiff. I'll just take the little boat. You don't have to take the big boat, and see what it looks like. Well, Harriman wouldn't have it. He was a great adventurer, and he wasn't about to let John Muir do this before he did. So Harriman says, you know what? It's my boat. Harriman goes to the wheelhouse and says, I will take the helm. So Harriman pilots the boat, comes exactly as we are right now, except maybe even a little closer to shore. Said they were within 100 feet of shore, and back in the day, a complete wall of ice. And you see why. Glacier number 2 just came into view on the right side. So we've got Cascade Glacier, and now you see Berry Glacier at about maybe our 2 o'clock position. Well, those 2 glaciers were flowing together and all the way across the water. So here we come on our boat 112 years later. As you see, when they came around this point of land, it opened up more mountains, more glaciers. John Muir said this was the highlight of his entire expedition. He said the whole trip was glorious, but when they came around this point and that opened up, that vista, he said it was just more than he could imagine. This glacier that's on our left side, that's coming